Hi, this is Bobby Chiu, and today I just wanted to do a little something different. I wanted to do some painting while I do a little bit of talking. Just to tell you guys a bit about myself and about our studio, Imaginism Studios. We are a unique band of independent artists. Other founding members include K.S. Thierry LeFontaine, and Ben Chu. And how we're different from other studios is that every day, at least an hour a day, we will read a different art book. Every 2 months, we study a different artist that we admire and respect. And this is the part that really gets people, is that we work at least 12 hours a day. Most days we average about 15. But the thing is, what most people consider work, we consider to be fun. Because this also includes weekends. We draw what we want, we paint what we want, we do what we want every day. Now, how is this possible? Well, the key is to be very selective about the projects that we want to work on. They have to be fun and creative. Any project that's offered to us that feels like work, we reject. Now, this is a key to loving what you do. And too often I've seen amazing artists have the love of art just taken away from them before they could ever reach their potential. All of a sudden, drawing has become a job to them. That is, I hate to see that, because when you're little, when you're 7, 6 years old, drawing on the walls or whatever you were doing your little finger paintings, now, were you doing that because you wanted a job? Or were you doing that just because you're interested in how the colors reacted, on how to draw something? We all started off because we're interested in it. We just loved art. And for you to kind of forget about that and to let art become just a job to you, that's, I really, really think that that's the wrong way to go. You have to, really protect that love of art, and don't let anybody or any kind of job take that away from you. Because for one, all of a sudden what happens is you don't like to draw anymore. You don't draw your own stuff anymore. You don't paint your own stuff anymore. And the other thing is, you don't advance as much anymore because you're not as interested. See, we draw, we paint for 12, 15 hours a day because we're consistently trying to get to that next level. And we're painting, we're drawing what we're interested in. Now, how do you get to that level? Well, first, you definitely, even if you start off at the bottom, which I did, just about every job I had taken when I was working for somebody, I always started off at the bottom. But the thing is, when you start off at the bottom, you have to have a plan. Is this job gonna lead you to a position where you would be doing stuff that you would enjoy? Or would this job, give you the money to be able to leave and do your own thing and build up your skills so that you will get the jobs that you enjoy and you'll be doing what you want to do? The main thing is, people seem to get trapped. And once you start getting a nice, steady income, then the next thing you do is you start getting all these other responsibilities. You go out, you buy a house, you buy a condo, you buy a car, you get married, have kids. All of a sudden, you have all these other responsibilities. You need all this money coming in, and then you feel trapped. If I leave my job, what am I going to do about my kids? What am I going to do about my car payments? What am I going to do about my mortgage payments? That's why you have to have the plan. You have to think to yourself, okay, well, I'm just going to save up. If I have to eat peanut butter and jelly sandwiches for the next 6 months and cut corners every way I can to save up, this is what you have to do. You suffer now so that you can live the good life later. But once you save up, then you quit your job. You quit your job and you saved up enough to survive for, say, half a year or so. And during this time, you study. You paint all day, you draw all day, or whatever it is you want to do, animate. And you really try to hone your craft as much as possible. You come out glowing, completely transformed. You get another job. Hopefully this job, you will be doing what you want to do. Now, picking jobs, this is something that I'm probably a little bit different than other people, because I always say that, you know what, I would rather have a brainless labor job or something like that than take a bad art job. Why? Because if you have a bad art job, which I've had before, I was doing layouts in Niagara Falls, is completely mindless, completely draining of my love of art. And when I came home after brutal days, it would be so hard for me to want to draw again. Why? Because you've been drawing all day and you've been hating it. Why are you going to want to come home and draw some more? This is why I would rather take a really bad job where, say, it's like security, had nothing to do with art. That way, even though I hated my job, I come home, I can still come back to something that I love, which is painting or drawing. It didn't take away my love of art, which, to some people might sound strange, but to me it makes perfect sense. The trap is, when you take the lowest end position of some sort of art job, and it's so bad that you don't want to draw anymore. When you go home, you don't want to draw anymore. You just want to go home and have a beer, relax, and not do anything. Now, does that make sense? Does that make sense to you that will get you closer to, you'll advance quicker? If it was me, I would rather find one of those brainless jobs where all I have to do is watch a monitor all day, and I would sneak in a sketchbook, and during that time, I'd just be drawing my face off. If you can't draw at your job, then you spend the whole entire day just thinking about, oh, once I get home, I'm going to draw this, I'm going to draw that, I'm going to paint this, I'm going to paint that. And trust me, if you have a bad art job, you aren't really going to think of that too much. You're not going to think of it as much as,